So I shared in the post today that like nutrition this month can seem really hard, and it's easy to make the whole month seem bad because we have those holidays. Remember that it's really only 11% of our meals or less. And so it's okay to have those splurges. Like, no one's expecting you to not splurge on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and a holiday party. But the rest of the meals, we can be focused on our nutrition. So one thing I want to share, a great book if you ever are struggling with your mindset when it comes to food, is the book called Made to Crave. And it just talks about how we are created to crave, and we're created to crave the Lord. But what happens is we end up craving other things in replace because we're craving the Lord. And so we have idols. And so I want to share a couple of quotes here. It says, "The issue of how I felt mentally, spiritually, and physically. It was time to be honest with myself. I think we all get to a place sometime in our lives when we have to give ourselves a brutally honest answer to the question, how am I really doing?" Excuses always get us nowhere fast, especially when it comes to healthy eating. I suspect if you've picked up this book, the same laundry list of realizations, scripts have played out in your mind. A whole lifetime could be spent making excuses, giving in, feeling guilty, resolving to do better, mentally beating myself up, not sticking to my resolve, feeling like a failure, and then resigning myself to the fact that things can't change. And I don't want to spend a lifetime in that cycle. I suspect you don't either. The book you're holding in your hands could be missing companion you've needed with healthy eating plan you've tried and cried over. I believe it will help you find your want to, in addition to help you find the desire to conquer your unhealthy cravings. It also holds the key to something very significant. Most of us women, spiritual malnutrition. We feel overweight physically, but underweight spiritually. Trying these two things together is the first step of one of the most significant journeys you'll ever take with God. Jesus didn't mean this as a sweeping command for everyone who has a lot of money. Jesus meant this for anyone of us who wallow in whatever abundance we have. I imagine Jesus looked straight into this young man's soul and said, "I want you to give up the one thing you crave more than me. Then come and follow me." That's a piercing thought, isn't it? Suddenly, Jesus isn't just staring at the rich man. He's also staring at me, the inside of me, the part I can't cover up with excuses and makeup. When Jesus says, "Follow me," it's not an invitation to drag our divided heart alongside us and attempt to follow hard after God. When Jesus wants us to follow him, really follow him, it's serious business. Here's how he describes it. If anyone could come after me, he must deny himself and take up the cross and follow me. With Jesus, if we want to gain, we must give up. If we want to be filled, we must deny ourselves. If we want to truly get close to God, we'll have to distance ourselves from other things. If we want to conquer our cravings, we'll have to redirect them to God. God made us capable of craving so we'd have an unquestionable desire for more of him and him alone. Nothing changes until we make the choice to redirect our misguided cravings to the only one capable of satisfying them. Getting healthy isn't just about losing weight. It's not about adjusting our diet and hoping for good physical results. It's about recalibrating our souls so that we want to change spiritually, physically, and mentally. And the battle really is in all three areas. When I began this journey, I finally had to admit the truth that what I eat matters. My weight is a direct reflection of my choices and the state of my health. I had to decide I was tired of settling, tired of compromising. What happens when you delete "come" from the word compromise? You're left with a promise. We were made for more than compromise. We were made for God's promises in every area of our lives. Our truest cravings are satisfied in the Lord, and yours can be too. I hope that's an encouragement to you. I'm going to share more from this book in the next 25 days, and another from some of my other favorite devotionals that talk about our relationship with God and food and health, and just how important it is to dig deep mentally. You can be in this group and you can be making physical changes to what you're working out, but it's also about nutrition, and it's also about changing your mindset when it comes to food and having a healthy relationship with the Lord, and knowing that, like, I can go eat a meal. I just had a weekend of poor food, and it's okay. I am not feeling guilty about it. Today's a new day. I'm back on track with my food and back on track with my workouts, and that's that. And you can do that too. And I'm hoping that the next 25 days helps you to figure that out and for you to learn through that. So stay tuned daily for a video, and I'll post later today where you can share reflection from what you learned in the Advent journey. Thanks.